Well, hey everyone, and happy Monday, is it? I really hope this is coming out on Monday. I'm recording this on a Monday. It is currently the 4th of April. And yes, I know this part has been probably one of the most requested videos on my channel, I kid you not. I've gotten so many comments of people just asking me to post this part, so here you are, it's finally here. You can finally continue building. Of course, like I said, this is not going to be an easy build, and I warned you before multiple times, but in this part, as always, I always say what I'm going to do, what I'm going to work on. So in this part, it's only just going to be the exterior. It's going to be me finishing the exterior. Obviously, I'm going to do some landscaping. I'm going to finish the exterior entirely. I definitely feel like the first part was just me basically working on the layout, and then yeah, in this part, I'm basically going to be finishing the exterior, and then later we'll be moving on to the interior, which is obviously going to take up most of the footage. That's what always happens with my builds. So, yeah, we're still in for the journey for quite a long one, but we're slowly getting there. I'm not running on that many hours of sleep, so if you do catch me lacking, if you do catch me, I don't know, not making sense or something, it is because I literally slept for a single hour tonight. That was a fun experience that I might talk about later today. It's mainly just because it was completely my fault, but I stayed up the entire night doing schoolwork. Did I get in trouble? No, because I did everything. And was it, like, literally such a good feeling? It definitely was. However, I am a bit tired. But you know what? I thought that maybe it's more important to post a video rather than sleep. Whatever. Sleep can wait, you know? Sleep can always wait. And as crazy and weird as might sound, I'm okay. Like, I'm kind of used to this kind of schedule. It reminds me of the good old quarantine days where I would basically not sleep. So I'm kind of slowly getting back to my roots. I kind of fix my sleeping schedule. But, work is definitely more important than rest. Okay, I'm kidding. Of course it's not. But rest is also very important. But, there are different circumstances, different days, and whenever I stay up, I usually make sure to get a lot of rest the next day. So today I'm probably going to go to sleep early. I hope I'll be able to. I mean, to be fair, why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be able to? But yeah, so that's just all. If I don't make any sense and if I say something stupid, I apologize. It's just me not sleeping that much. But like I said, it's not the first time I've recorded a voiceover like this. I'm not feeling that tired, which is also really good. I don't know. It really depends on how much I sleep. The night before, and I did sleep quite a lot yesterday, which I think is exactly why I'm feeling pretty nice, pretty good, pretty nice today. But yeah, I don't know. I got back from school and I was like, you know what? Let's record a video, because I have seen so many comments of you guys just asking me to post this video, and I was like, okay, I need to get myself together. I need to edit this video, and so here I am today. Here I am recording the voiceover for the second part. At first I thought I was having a pretty good day at school. I thought that I wouldn't have my last period, and then it turns out that my teachers set up our schedule for us to have that class. Whatever, it was very annoying because we thought that one thing would happen, and then literally the exact opposite happened, and then half of my plans got ruined. When you get out of school early, you make plans on what you could do. I don't know, maybe you do homework early or stuff like this, and a single period is a lot of time. Like, it's 45 minutes. That's, for me at least, that's a lot of time. You could get back home in those 45 minutes. You can start doing whatever activities you have planned early. And that's exactly what I wanted to do today, I thought that maybe I could record this video earlier, and I couldn't, and oh my god, no. I was so mad. I was literally so mad, and I'm not that mad, but today, oh boy. But you see, I'm in a much better mood today. Not today, right now. Today I wasn't in a good mood, but right now I'm better. Why am I even talking about how I felt today? It's literally so irrelevant. But it's always fun because I talk about random stuff on this channel, and the voiceovers never have anything to do with the build. Okay, maybe like 10 minutes of the voiceover have something to do with the build, and then the rest is just me rambling, talking about nothing. But maybe you guys enjoyed the video just because of this. I don't know, Some of you guys do, so that's all that matters. And if you don't, well, then just skip through this voiceover. I don't know. It's completely up to you, just as always. But getting back to the build, as you can see, I'm currently working on the roof. I remember roof being something that I really didn't want to work on, as it is kind of tricky. And I mean, roofing, to be fair, roofing is always tricky. It's not like it's something you can just do really quickly. You can't just do it with a snap of a finger. You need to think. You need to think how you want to lay it out. You want to make it look okay. You want to make it look realistic. You want to make it make sense. And yeah, this build was it was tough, to say the least. I was struggling. I didn't know how to do half of the roof. Thankfully, I figured it all out, which was very nice, but it took me a long time to figure it out, but, there's nothing impossible. There's literally nothing impossible. I remember thinking of structures, I was like, wait, that's kind of smart. And I think that in the first part, when I posted this house, a lot of you were asking me how this roof would work in the summertime, where you'd need to change the texture, where you'd need to remove the snow or something. So basically, as you can see, half of the roof is like structurals, so like planks, and the other half is just, basic shapes. So if it's a basic shape, you'd need to remove the layer of snow. But if it's a structural, for example, a plank, then you'd need to redo them. It's really not that hard. It probably will take you less than 50 minutes to redo the entire roof. As hard as it sounds, I promise you, it really isn't. As you can see, I was kind of doing it in this build, and it was pretty easy. It was definitely pretty easy. And here you can see me doing these doors, which eventually I'm going to replace due to plot data, because plot data was an issue. Like I've mentioned in the first part, I literally cried over this build, I think only once, but I've never done that before. I've never cried over a build, so, but there's always a first time. So my first time was obviously with this build, but of course it's understandable. I feel like such a clown, because I thought that 120% of plot data would be enough. Oh, but let me tell you, clearly wasn't. When you think you have plenty of space to add things, you don't really look at the plot data, and I didn't, and yeah, that's exactly how this whole disaster happened. But it's done and over with. I'm probably not going to work on a mansion anytime soon, because I had enough with this one. I'm kidding, obviously. My channel is basically just, it lives off of mansions, to be fair. I love making mansions, but they're also painful to make, and that's an understatement, let me tell you. It's always the second floor and the basement that make you want to delete the build, never see it again. Honestly, because, yeah, that's exactly what happened with this build. I think I even remember making a tweet where where I was complaining how hard it is to do basements and second floors, and I was working on this build, and I was just so, I wouldn't say sick of it. Maybe I was kind of sick of it, but then, yeah, I remember finishing this during a week where I had to self-isolate because I had COVID. I'm fine. I didn't even have that many symptoms. They were really minor. I just basically had to spend most of my winter break. I don't know how many of you guys have breaks in February, but basically I had to spend my entire February break at home because I had to self-isolate. I was at a birthday party, and one of the people there, they had COVID, and it just so happened that everyone who was there got COVID as well. It just happens, whatever. We're all well. No one got any complications, which is obviously really nice. But yeah, due to that whole thing, I didn't have anything to do, so I was like, okay, get yourself together and finish this build. And that's exactly what I did. I got myself together, and I just sat down and worked on this build for 5 days straight, and then I got it all done. But, I did get it all done, but those 5 days took so much of my patience and time, and I just never wanted to look at this build again. But now it's fully finished, and I remember the last day when I finished this build, I felt such a huge relief that this build was done. I kid you not, I was just so over everything, and like I said, I didn't want to look at this build again. I really didn't want to look at this build again. Probably because I spent the last 2 nights just working on this 24/7, and I kid you not, like I think pulled two all-nighters in a row. Well, not like full all-nighters because obviously I needed to sleep a bit, but I barely slept those 2 last days, and I was just working on this, and yeah, it was the biggest relief when this build was done. Obviously, I doubt that I'll be able to finish any build this quick again, because now that I'm back to my regular schedule, it's really hard to just sit down and get that much time to work on builds. Obviously, I try my best to stay as organized as possible, but it really is tricky because organization is definitely not one of the things I was gifted with in this life. I literally suck at following any plans. When it comes to like work and stuff, I always leave things till last minute, and it's definitely my red flag. I literally suck at that, but I suck at managing time basically. But you know, I try my best, and yeah, and speaking of which, speaking of finishing builds, you're probably wondering about the new Suburban that I kind of did tease on Friday. As it was April Fool's, I just thought it was a perfect opportunity to kind of troll you guys, which is why you saw the Rickroll prank. That was so funny to me. I saw that some of you were upset, but most of you took it as a joke, and that was very nice to see that most of you didn't get offended. I don't know, I thought it was a funny joke because, well, like, I don't know, it was April Fool's. I don't think any of you expected it, even if it was April Fool's, because the idea, I have to say, I haven't seen anyone do it before, and I was just like, okay, they're gonna fall for this, and you guys did, and it was so funny. I felt so bad because some of you were actually even saying that you're gonna delete your builds for this, for that house, and I was like, don't do it, like, just wait for the build, you know? Because, well, obviously I knew that the build was kind of like a prank. It's not a prank, the build itself is not a prank, but that video kind of was, and I unlisted the video already. I think you can still access it through my Twitter, so if you want to watch it, my Twitter is always linked down below in the description of every video, so it's very easy to find, so you're gonna have to find the post where, I kind of teased the build, and then there's a link, and you click on it, and then you'll find the video. Was it hilarious? It was hilarious. I'm repeating myself, but it was so funny, and I felt so evil. I actually kind of shared the idea with some of my friends, and they all loved it, so I was like, okay, I definitely have to do it, and so I did, and it was a good prank, because I never usually do pranks like that. It was my first time doing like an April Fool's prank on you guys, and it worked perfectly. But like I said, I'm still working on the build. It's taking a bit longer than I expected, but I'm obviously planning to have it done quite quickly. Obviously I'm trying to build it on a budget because I know that most of you really don't like when I splurge and just buy whatever. So I'm trying to build on a budget. Obviously I'm gonna try to make the build under 500k. It might be just a little bit over. I'll see. Right now I am working on the interior, and the build is around 300,000, which is not a lot at all. Well, for some of you it might be, but for me that's kind of cheap. Because, you know, some of my builds are 3.5 million, and that one is just 300,000 so far. So that's a huge difference. That's a huge difference for y'all. I'm kind of excited for you guys to see the interior. Obviously I haven't fully finished it yet, so we're still gonna have to wait and see how it turns out and stuff. But yeah, so far I really, really like it. I think I'm actually probably gonna work on it as soon as I'm done with this voiceover, and I'll need to get back to homework. Do I want to do homework today? Not at all, let me tell you. I need to prepare for like a test, and then I also need to do a lot of reading. I hate reading. Literally, let me tell you, let's talk about reading, shall we? I suck at reading. It's not that I suck at reading, I just find it so boring, and I will always watch a movie instead of read a book, because it's just, reading a book is so much thinking, you get tired. I don't know, I don't have, maybe I do have the imagination for it, I'm just too lazy. I guess my mind is just too lazy for it to work, not me. My mind is too lazy for it to work, so I don't know, I usually find books boring. Or maybe I just haven't found the right book. I feel like the only books that I find sort of interesting are like psychology books. I know, I'm weird. I mean, I love psychology, and I've always said that if I don't become an architect or an interior designer or something like that, if I don't work with design, it will probably be psychology. I imagine myself as a therapist, to be honest. Because I love therapy, I love giving advice. It may not always be really good, but I love giving advice. And I love to go deeper into existential questions and stuff like this. I just find it, I don't know, I love philosophy. So I feel like I'd make a pretty okay therapist. But like I said, I doubt that's gonna happen. You know, I mean, actually, my therapist, I had a therapist a few months ago, and she had a degree in architecture, but she was a therapist, so that was kind of cool. You see, like, there's nothing impossible, so she kind of proved me that, like, you can do whatever you want with your life. So if architecture just doesn't work out, I'll just go to psychology, and you know, who knows, maybe one of you guys will end up being my client or something. I can already imagine how the conversation would go if we just met up for a session, and you'd hear me talking and be like, wait, aren't you this YouTuber LukioCast? And be like, yeah. I don't know how the situation would go. Would it be awkward? I have no idea. I feel like awkwardness is such a like weird concept, and I hate it. I really hate awkwardness. And I feel like it's only awkward when you make it awkward. So like if you don't want a situation to be awkward, you just don't have to be awkward. At least that's what I try to go by. So like whenever I'm talking to someone new, I'll try to be as least awkward as possible. Is that how you say it? I'm sure you guys understood me, but I try to not be awkward, and that way kind of makes the other person feel comfortable, and then you just kind of get over the awkward phase. And then you're fine. So, you know, and it usually works like that advice that it's only going to be awkward if you make it awkward. So don't make it awkward. I don't know. I don't think it can help everyone, but it definitely did help me in different situations. So, you know, might as well mention this. Maybe some of you will find it useful. Maybe some of you won't. That is completely okay. But getting back to the build, I feel like I drift to different topics a bit too much. But, you know, maybe if you guys enjoy it, then it's okay. But right now I'm kind of working on this second patio, I want to say. I feel like this is a patio. It's more like a balcony. Patio, balcony, is there like a difference? Is there a difference between a patio and a balcony? You know what? Because we like to look things up, let me do that. I mean, there is, yeah, because like a patio is on the first floor and then the balcony is like on the higher levels. I don't know. Is there a difference? My keyboard is so sticky right now, and I'll tell you why in a second, and I really hate my cat for doing this. You can already kind of guess what happened, but let me finish looking up. Is there a difference between a patio and a balcony? Oh, look, there's actually got some results. I feel kind of embarrassed by having to look this up because, well, I'm a builder. I should kind of know stuff like this, but a balcony is an outdoor platform that extends from the exterior wall of an apartment, usually on the second floor or above, and is always attached to the building, whereas a patio is typically found on ground level and may or may not be attached. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of more like a balcony rather than a patio. But yeah, as I was saying about my keyboard, the other day I was having dinner in my room, and I had a drink right next to my keyboard, and my cat, I love him so much, but he really, let me tell you, he made me so mad. He pissed me off. What he did was he hopped onto my desk, and I don't allow my cat to be on my desk just because I obviously eat here sometimes, and I just don't think it's a good place for him to be, you know. So I just lifted him off the desk, but as I was lifting him off, he managed to somehow spill the juice onto my keyboard, and now it's so sticky and so disgusting. Well, it's just literally half of the keyboard that got spilled on, and you can, like, whenever you're pressing on the key, you can kind of feel how it's sticky in there and how it doesn't pop out as quickly as a key usually would when you click on it or press on it, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's so like hard to type because half of the keyboard is normal and then the other half isn't. I think I need to get it professionally cleaned, or I think I can clean it myself as well. but I'm scared to ruin the keyboard because I'm very clumsy, and I feel like I can easily ruin it. So it's just, I don't know. I'll have to see. Like lately, I've been ruining my tech, and it's accidental. Like the other day, no, it wasn't actually the other day. Like it was literally on Saturday. I managed to scratch my Apple Watch, and it looks so, like, the thing I really hate on screens, whether it's like a phone screen or like a watch screen, any screen, when I see scratches, I get so triggered because it is so annoying to look at them. You like want to clean it off and you can't because it's permanent. Oh, and half of my watch is just scratched, and I think I don't even remember how I scratched it exactly. I think I fell asleep at my friend's place with the watch, and it just somehow got scratched. I forgot to take it off, and now it looks so weird. I look at it and I see those scratches, and it bothers me so much. And I should have gotten a screen protector, but I didn't, and now that was a mistake. And now and now the watch is scratched, and I just hate the way it looks. And scratches, they bother me so much. I remember having a lot on my old phone, and I would feel the exact way. Like they would look so like weird, and screen protectors are very important, but I'm always so lazy to get one, and I never learn. Literally never learn. So yeah, now I'm looking at the watch, and it's just I still can't figure out how I managed to get it this scratched, but it just happened, and it literally it bothers me so much. So I just can't really look at it that much. Thankfully, my phone is fine so far. I think scratching my watch is a sign to get a screen protector. And I feel like now I'm kind of desperate to get the screen replaced on the watch, although I have no idea how much it costs. I think it's possible, I just don't know how much it costs, but I think it's a lot. So we'll see how that goes. I guess I'll keep you guys updated with my watch journey, because I don't know, I love this thing. I really do love the Apple Watch. It's so useless, but I love it so much still. I don't know, like I love how it counts steps as if your iPhone doesn't do that. It does, but I don't know, I find it more cool when the watch does it, or maybe setting a timer or something. I don't know, I love the Apple Watch. It's kind of a waste of money, but for me it isn't, because I love it. You know how that probably makes no sense. And I probably shouldn't be talking about Apple Watches because that is very irrelevant to the build, but you know, it is what it is. It's a voiceover. We talk about whatever we want. But I think I'm actually working on kind of the last part of the back. I split the back into 5 different areas, and so we just finished working on the 4th one, and now we're going to be moving on to the last one, which also has vaulted ceiling, just like the master bedroom. I learned this trick from Float. It's like basically, I guess it's like a more easier way to do vaulted ceiling. It's for people who are lazy. I consider myself quite a lazy person, because I always find different ways to do things, because I don't want to spend hours, you know, working on something when I could do it in 10 minutes. Okay, obviously this didn't really take 10 minutes, probably took me like 25 to 30, but it was worth it. You know, it didn't take 2 hours, because I feel like if I were to do the entire thing with planks, it probably would have taken me much longer. And it's just so much more effort, and you know, it's not as easy to mess up with these kind of vaulted ceilings, and they look just as good, to be fair. So yeah, I remember knowing from the start that this bathroom will end up looking nice just because of the windows, and I still love them so much. I think they add so much to the entire like aesthetic of the room, because, well, you get to see the landscape throughout the windows, and it kind of makes you feel like you're in Aspen more. I don't know, I feel like the windows are definitely the central the central piece of the entire bathroom. Obviously, I'm not furnishing yet, and I should probably get into that when I'll be working on it, because right now we're still kind of working on the exterior. But it's kind of crazy to even think how much it took me to just finish the exterior. It took me days, I think, and I remember even taking an entire day to color this exterior, and I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat in the background. I don't understand what's wrong with him. I honestly just really love the fact that there's always something or someone, whether it's outside or inside, that disturbs me while I'm recording or something. So whether it's my cat or maybe it's like a leaf blower outside, it's always something that has to disturb me while I'm recording a voiceover. And I just love it because I don't remember last like a voiceover where no one actually disturbed me. So, that's kind of I don't know. I think it's more sad than funny. But it is funny at the same time. I feel like with this side of the house, I wanted to try to play with the truss, the support beams. I think that's what they're called, right? Right? Pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of keep this side a bit different from the other one. I didn't want this house to feel kind of symmetric in a way, which is exactly why I tried to kind of play with designs and see what works and what doesn't. Um, I remember really liking the way the garage part came out. I don't know, it just kind of went together really well. And so I'm glad that it did, and it doesn't look that bad. And I really like looking at the garage area. I feel like it matches the Aspen aesthetic really well. And it kind of blends in with the rest of the house. To be fair, it doesn't stand out that much. Um, yeah. I remember struggling quite a bit with putting in the door, the garage door. You know how there's always like a door that leads to the garage in houses like these? And I knew I wanted to put one in. I just didn't really know where exactly what kind of door to use. Eventually I figured it out, but I remember just having a hard time. And then also it was kind of not, I mean, it was a bit hard to figure out where I want to put the garage doors themselves. Like I kind of knew the general area, but I didn't know how I wanted to space it out and stuff. I figured it out eventually, but like I said, it was definitely tough. It was definitely tough. But while I'm working on the garage area, I should probably talk about something else, maybe a topic that you guys would be probably a bit more interested in. Something about my personal life, perhaps. I don't think I said this. I don't know. I think I've mentioned it. I really haven't talked about it much. And that is my trip to Spain. Like I said, I kind of went like on a trip to Spain with some of my friends. It was kind of like a school trip, but in reality, we were kind of independent and it felt like a solo trip in a way, like a solo trip with friends, and I really did enjoy it so much. And I'm just so excited to, I don't know, maybe travel somewhere else again. I feel like that trip was definitely the one that maybe started everything for me. Personally, I don't know, I feel like I want to try taking my first solo trip later this summer, perhaps. I don't know, I feel like I would have a fun time, and I just love traveling so much. So I feel like I'm finally old enough and responsible enough to take a trip on my own. And yeah, I don't know. I'm planning to perhaps meet some of my online friends. It's definitely something I wanted to do for ages, and now that I have the opportunity to do so, why not use it? So I feel like, yeah, I feel like I'll be traveling a lot more this year. And I guess that's probably a good thing because, the more experiences you have, the more stories you have to tell. And I generally love telling my stories to you guys. And mostly we seem to enjoy them, which, it kind of makes the whole voiceover experience way more enjoyable for me, knowing that there are some people who actually find the stuff I do interesting or fun and, who always enjoy listening to my stories and stuff. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. I'm really excited about this kind of chapter of my life. I guess it's kind of like a new chapter where I get to travel more because I've always been really into traveling. Like I remember when I was younger, traveling was always something that I looked forward to the most. And I mean, who doesn't love traveling, right? But it's just, I love exploring, and I personally, I'm glad that I don't hate my own company. Like I can definitely be alone and enjoy my company. I could find things to do by myself and it wouldn't really get boring for me. But if I were to I feel like my first trip would be definitely to a place where I know a lot of people, where I could meet up with some of my friends because I don't know. Actually, this is a fun fact. I've known a lot of my friends for a couple years now, which is actually crazy. I mean, to me, keeping an online friendship for so long is a very long time. Like a few years is definitely a while, and yeah, I feel like it's cool that I can finally visit some people, and I've always wanted to do this. So I feel like it's gonna be a great opportunity. So I guess we'll see what happens in summer. I kind of have like a destination planned, and yeah, I guess I'll just see if I actually end up going there. This was kind of like a random topic, kind of a random fact. I don't think a lot of people know. Probably expected this. Trips with friends in general, they're all just so fun, and there are always things you look forward to. And if you guys definitely have ever get the opportunity to travel with your friends, or I don't know, get into a traveling program or like an exchange program, I think that's what they're called. That's how my friends and that's how we got to travel to Spain. We got into this exchange program, Erasmus. It's kind of like a European thing. It's like a student exchange program where you travel to different countries. You have people visiting you, like in your home country. You show them around. It's actually really cool. And then you get to talk to other students from other countries and stuff. And so I made friends on my trip to Spain. I have no idea if they're watching my videos. I think I told some of them about my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is something that I really keep kind of private. Not a lot of people in real life know about my YouTube channel. Well, at least I haven't told that many. Those who have found out know about it, but you know, no one seems to really mind it, which I find really cool because usually, you know, having a Roblox channel, that's like, people find it embarrassing, which really is, I don't know. I never found it weird. Like, it's just, you know, it's, for me, it's fun, and that's all that matters. But yeah, like I've said, those exchange programs, they're really cool, and they're actually really useful because you learn different skills, and you can get over some of your fears, you know, if you're scared of, not like socializing, but if you have social anxiety, it really helps because you're kind of forced to interact with people, but it's really fun. And you can make friendships you never expected to make. It looks like I'm kind of selling this, but the program, but I'm not. It's just generally really cool. So if you're from Europe and you have the opportunity to sign up for this, I know universities do it too, not just schools. I 100% recommend it. I had so fun, and I'm definitely planning to go on more trips like that. Obviously, maybe even travel alone. I don't know. Just traveling is just so fun, and it's so like refreshing. You come back motivated. You come back full of new ideas. It's cool. It's amazing. So yeah, I feel like I should probably talk more about my trip to Spain because I definitely have, I don't know, some experiences to share. But yeah, so I guess that will be kind of like the main topic of the next voiceover. I feel like this one, I'm probably gonna log off soon, so I feel like we probably won't have enough time to discuss this in this voiceover. But I should probably get back to the house itself, maybe talk about the last two things that I really wanted to talk about. One thing I'm gonna do later in the speed build, probably when I log off, is custom landscaping. And it might be confusing because I use this hack that not a lot of people know about, and it's called the Control-Z glitch, where you basically glitch items onto a dirt pile, but they're elevated and stuff. It's very weird, but that's how you make clonable trees, and that's how I was able to do them. All the trees that I made, all the custom ones, they're all clonable, and it's basically called the Control-Z glitch because as soon as you click on an item, you're supposed to Control-Z. I feel like probably doesn't make much sense as I'm explaining it right now, but when you're gonna look at the footage, you're probably gonna understand it. It's like as soon as you click on the object, you need to Control-Z it. And before doing it, there are certain steps you need to follow. So if you do exactly as I do it in the video, I feel like should work for you. And well, if it doesn't, don't worry. You can obviously do it manually, the trees, I mean. Or if it just doesn't work, you can use the regular Bloxburg trees. I don't feel like the landscape would probably change too much. The pine trees, they're still quite easy to make, and I feel like most of you won't struggle doing them. Maybe it's just the custom trees that will be a bit hard. So, but if you were not able to do them, don't worry about it. There are other ways to landscape and stuff. Plus, you're definitely going to save money if you don't do the custom trees. The custom trees were definitely a thing that took up the most plot data. Plot data and money. Probably like 25% of the land of plot data is just the landscaping, which is kind of a lot when you really think about it. And yeah, we're finally kind of done working on the back and the side. I decided that I wanted to paint and texture this house. It was kind of like a challenging part because, well, the color scheme really gives off the entire vibe of the house. You know, I needed to incorporate a lot of wood elements and stuff, and so that's exactly why I made like a Pinterest board of just 12 different exteriors, and I tried to make my build as accurate to the whole chalet style in general. And I was actually really proud of this build because instead of basing it off of one house, I decided that it would be best if I based it off like 12. So there are different like architectural details that I use from different houses, but the layout itself, it's all mine. And I feel like I have a lot more freedom with this house because of that. And I don't know, I really enjoyed working on it, as painful as it was at the end. But yeah, as I was saying about color schemes, I really needed to make sure that the colors were accurate and that it would give off the chalet aesthetic, because chalets have like very specific colors and you need to use them to make sure that, you know, it looks like one. And yeah, lots of wood, stone, dark stone gray. On the interior, you can mix in some white. You can probably notice that throughout my interior. But like, yeah, there are different kind of, not architectural rules, but there are different colors and architectural details that you need to use in order to make your build a chalet. And I really hope you kind of gather some inspiration from this house. Obviously, I'm excited to see what kind of chalets you guys make, if there's anyone doing one after me. I don't know, I feel like a lot of them will probably end up looking really nice. And yeah, and another thing, actually, speaking of lighting, at first I built this house with the blue fog, and the build looks so different without it. At first it looked really different without it, and it looked worse without the blue fog. And yeah, like midway of building this, the fog got removed and I was freaking out because the build looked kind of bad, but then I fixed the lighting and then it looked okay without the blue fog. And yeah, I posted it, but at first I was panicking because, you know, the blue fog is gone and I just thought that it wouldn't look good, but it turned out to look kind of okay. It could have looked worse, and it does not look that bad. I don't know. I feel like one of the things that I probably would want to do in this house, but didn't get the opportunity to do so yet, is to probably do like a family vacation roleplay. Okay, last topic before I log off. I really want to do like a roleplay where I built a neighborhood and I rent out all the houses and there are different people living in their own houses. That just like the whole idea is so cute. And just having like a whole functioning neighborhood, it sounds awesome, right? I just so want to do a roleplay like this. Kind of like a future idea, maybe for a video, perhaps not, I don't know. Oh, and speaking of video ideas, I literally thought about this today, but I kind of forgot to mention it earlier in the voiceover, so most of you probably aren't watching this part. Okay, I know that some of you do. So those who are, you know, this way I'll know if you watched till the end or not. Would you guys be interested in like a city skyline series? Because I love the game, and remember when I was talking about like that period of time when I literally had to self-isolate, I downloaded City Skylines and I literally played that game for 3 days non-stop, and then I got back into building on Bloxburg. I haven't played that game since because it's very addictive, but I feel like starting a series would kind of be cool. I really love like adding mods to my city and just making it very unique and stuff. So would you guys be interested in maybe a City Skyline series? I guess this would be different from Bloxburg content, but maybe some of you find it interesting as well. I don't know. Perhaps I'll create another channel for games like that. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in something like this? I guess it would be something new, and maybe I'd enjoy it. And like I said, I kind of want to do a Sims 4 speed build when I have the time. Obviously, right now, I'm definitely not free enough to do Sims 4 builds, but maybe once I'm on a break or something, I'll sit down and just work on on a Sims 4 build. We'll see. But yeah, just let me know if you would be interested in maybe seeing one of these ideas on this channel or maybe on another one, with me, you know, playing a game or something. But yeah, I suppose I'll be waiting for your comments, your responses, and I hope to see you all in the next voiceover, which is hopefully going to be very soon. And yeah, thank you for watching, and bye guys.
Was there something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, telling you to back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy, but you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. If this is it, if this is it, I know I better give it my all.
got something for you, and I can hardly breathe. Something draws me to you, it's taking over me. Don't know where you came from, but you're cutting deep. When the music's over, will you come with me? Tell me you can feel it, though we're oceans apart. I've got love for you, I've got love for you, and I know this magic sparks inside who we are. I've got love for you, I've got love for you. I've got love for you. I've got love for I've got love for I've got love for I was hoping you could fix these broken seams,